Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Walt from Mouse Talk. I am back. Hope everybody's out there. I kind of started and then stopped on the episode. For those that might be watching on the replay, welcome in. We are doing part 2 of our Disney Dining Bracket Challenge. Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a good new year. If you're joining us for the first time, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of awesome, great live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, of course, we post videos in and out all the time as well. Would love for you to subscribe and hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. And we'd appreciate you being here. And for those that are first-timers, be sure to go out to Dreamers Empire and the live place for more live streams, family-friendly live streams. A lot of great folks out there. But let's see who's in the chat so far. Hey, we got Steve out there. We got Brian. We got Nick. What's going on, Jumbo Nick? How's everybody doing, guys? Welcome in. I appreciate you stopping in. I don't know if you guys saw earlier today, but Meg went live. Hey, Melissa's here. Hi, Melissa. Welcome in, miss. She's right downstairs. But welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good time. What's up, Matthew Marino? How are you? Matthew, I know it's off topic. No, that's okay. That's no problem. I would have to say no. I've never stayed at the Yacht Club yet. It's one of the ones that I definitely want to stay at. It looks beautiful. I've heard nothing but really good things. I will say I think it's the Yacht and Beach Club that has probably the best pool in all of Disney. Bridget, Stacy, welcome in. Well, thank you, Matthew. I'm glad you're watching for the first time. I'm going to let the dog in so he can be part of the stream. Come on. Yeah, I got him, Melissa. Camden is definitely on his way up. Well, we are doing part 2. Now, as for those who was here last week, we did part 1 of our bracket challenge. And it's 64 dining restaurants throughout Walt Disney World. At the resorts, at the parks, down at Disney Springs, they're all over the place. Yeah, I'm glad, Bridget. I'm glad you're in. Thank you for stopping in. We're going to have a good time tonight. And we have you guys, and of course myself, we vote on who we're going to pick as our best restaurants, our favorites, the ones we like the most. A lot of them, I'm sure, are ones that we've never eaten at. We've already seen that in the first round. But we are gone from 64 restaurants. Now we're down to the last 32. We're going to try to finish up tonight. Try to get as many in tonight as we can. Yeah. No way, Saratoga Springs. Well, you know, we stayed at Saratoga Springs, and those clowns are creepy, for sure. So I agree with you, Brian. You're definitely right about that. But we're going to have a good time. Matthew, welcome in for the first time. Matthew, if you could, we'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. Just hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. It helps the channel, helps the stream. Disney World Adventures, welcome in. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Noah, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well. And welcome in, everybody. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to get started in just a second here. I want to give everybody a few chances to get in. And then we're gonna do it. We got 32 restaurants left, and we got some good ones. Now, a lot of them, I can say, are ones that I've actually eaten at. I'm always worried about that. Arjan's, what's going on, buddy? Arjan's, have you seen Meg yet? I know she's down there. I wonder if you've seen Megan yet. I know she did a couple live streams earlier today. Yeah, Steve, I just ate, so I'm gonna be okay. But you're right. It's definitely about hungry, man. I'm betting you there. I'm surprised Dan hasn't heard yet. Usually he's in here by now. Don't forget to leave a lick, Brian says. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. But we're gonna get going here in just a second because we got a lot of matchups to get to, so I don't wanna wait too long. But we'll get going here in just a second. The legend has arrived, Arjan's. Yes, he is. He's a YouTube live stream Disney legend. Arjan's, maybe you can get one of the Disney. You can become a Disney legend like Marty Sklar and the rest of those guys down there. That would be really cool. But first, we have to get you on Mine Train. Stacy, you're funny. Stacy says her screen's too dirty to lick, but she likes the live stream. But she did like on the live stream. Alex, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Everybody say hi to Alex, who's in here as well. That's all right. No, we're going to have a good time, Bridget, with part 2. All right, let's get started. So again, we're going to start with 32 teams left, 32 restaurants left, and we're going to start counting them down. So our first matchup, so we can get started here, is again, now we're in round 2. We're going to go back up to the top left in our bracket, top left, and we're going to start with this matchup. This is a good one. It's going to be the Beer Garden over at the Germany restaurant, or over at the Germany Pavilion, excuse me, versus Sanaa, which is at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I don't know if you've eaten at any of those, but Beer Garden versus Sanaa. Now, what does everybody pick on that one? Yeah, I know. I don't know where Dan is either. I thought for sure Dan would be here for this one. But it is late where he is. It's probably like 1 a.m. But we have Beer Garden versus Sanaa. Steve and Melissa say Sanaa. Now, I've heard good things about both of these restaurants. I think one of them is more about the experience, and one of them is more about the food. Disney World Adventure says Sanaa. Brian says Beer Garden. Noah says Sanaa. Beer Garden, if anybody's ever seen it, it looks really like you're eating outside. They have entertainment. It's a pretty nice experience. And Sanaa is really known for their food. It's one of the ones that's definitely known for their food. So far, we got a lot of Sanaa votes. But I think this is more about you're comparing what I consider experience compared to food. And not that the food's bad at this one, where it has the experience, the edge and experience. It's just the food at the other one is really, really good. Yeah, Bridget, that's exactly right. A lot of it is based off reviews of what I've heard, what I've seen. You're absolutely right. That's what you have to do for the ones that you've never experienced. So I totally agree with that 100%. So I think a lot of people are picking Sanaa, and I think I'm going to go with that one as well. I think we're going to go with Sanaa as the winner in this one for me. So we're going to move on, and Sanaa gets the win. So Sanaa moves on. So our next matchup, and here's another really tough one. We have the California Grill versus Ohana. The California Grill is, of course, at the top of the Contemporary, and Ohana is over at the Polynesian. Two great restaurants. We've eaten at Ohana a couple times. Did once for breakfast, once for dinner. I loved both. And I've never eaten at California Grill yet. Heard rave reviews. Of course, it's got an incredible view of the Magic Kingdom. A great place to watch the fireworks and have dinner. But Ohana has such great food as well. So let's see. Stacy and Disney World Adventures are saying Ohana. Noah's saying Ohana. Brian saying Ohana. Steve saying California Grill. Steve, have you eaten at California Grill? Did you like it? What did you think of it? A lot of votes for Ohana. Melissa, Ohana. Yep. It is a tough one, Melissa. That's just it. Well, you're going in fall of 2019. Bridget, I'll be honest, I think you'll like it. I really do, especially if you're doing breakfast. Breakfast is Breakfast with Lilo and Stitch, and it's really amazing. We loved it. I loved dinner there. Melissa and the boys weren't that enamored with it. I think I got the Rob Fuzz burps going tonight. Really? Steve, I'm surprised at that. You had a horrible experience at Ohana twice? Was this for dinner or breakfast, or when was it? I'm curious to know. Hey, Dougie, welcome in. Yeah, it's true. I agree, Dougie. I really enjoyed the dinner. I thought the unlimited steak and shrimp and chicken that you got was amazing, but the kids didn't like it as much. I think he'll enjoy, Bridget, I think he'll enjoy breakfast. I think he'll have a good time with it. Yeah, dinner. See, Steve, that's funny because Melissa and the boys didn't have a very good experience with it either. I personally didn't mind it. I thought it was good. But I have to be honest with you. I think we're going to go with Ohana. Most of the votes are going there, and that's the one we've eaten at. That's the one I enjoyed Ohana. I thought it was really good. Beef, pork, chicken. All right, so there you go. That's the next matchup done. So we are going to move on to our next matchup. Yes, fireworks while waiting for the food. That's great, Bridget. What an experience that was. The dinner style at Ohana, Stacy. Family style like breakfast, yes, for breakfast. Dinner is everything served on skewers. So if you want chicken or you want shrimp or you want beef, they bring it out in skewers and they'll give them to you. And then they'll just put them on your plate and they'll keep bringing it. So it's a really good experience. I thought it was a very good experience. Dougie says he's been here since the start, just trying to stay quiet tonight. Every time I type anything, I seem to come across an utter moron. No. Dougie, you're fine. I don't think at all. We love your comments, buddy. You can comment all you want. All right, Bridget, we'll be here. No problem. Yes, thank you, Disney World Adventures. I appreciate that. All right, so let's move on. Our next matchup, another really good matchup. We have the Skipper Canteen over at Magic Kingdom against Akershus. Akershus over at Norway. That's the character breakfast with the oh guys, I'm drawing a blank on the word. On the princesses. I couldn't think of the word princesses. But Akershus versus Skipper Canteen. Brian, I don't know about that, but they probably won't hand them to us. Steve and Brian say Skipper Canteen. How about that? I've heard really good things about both of these. Disney World Adventure says Slipper Canteen. Maybe that's where they hide Cinderella's slipper. The glass slipper. Really, Dougie? I'm surprised by that. I've heard really good things about Skipper Canteen, so I'm surprised it was that bad for you. I'm sorry to hear that. Skipper Canteen, Akershus, Skipper. That's okay. That's all right, Stacy. No problem. Skipper Canteen for sure. All right. The Princess Buffet because she doesn't know how to spell it. Stacy, that would be me, I know. All right. Well, there you go. I think we're going to go with... as much as I want to say Akershus on this one, a lot of votes for Skipper Canteen. And I think it's one of the places we would really like to eat. So I'm going to go with the Skipper Canteen. Hey, Isaac, welcome in, buddy. Hey, yeah, Dougie, I'm telling you, I enjoyed it too. So there we go. So Akershus moves on. And now our next matchup, another really tough one. We have Be Our Guest Restaurant at the Magic Kingdom versus Citrico's. Citrico's is, of course, over at the Grand Floridian, one of their signature restaurants over there. They have several over at the Grand Floridian. But we have Citrico's versus Be Our Guest. Now, Melissa, the boys, and I, we've eaten at Be Our Guest, geez, I don't know, 7 times, 6 times, something like that. We've eaten there a lot. We really enjoy it, personally. We really enjoy it. But I've heard really good things about Citrico's. I hear their food's really good. But so far, everybody's picking Be Our Guest. Steve, Disney World Adventures, Stacy, Melissa, Noah, everybody Be Our Guest. Definitely is very good. 4. And I agree, Dougie. We think it's a step down now, too. And when you do these judgments, you can do it off the new menu. You can do it off the old menu if you haven't experienced it. See, for me, I'm doing this off the old menu because I haven't experienced the new menu yet. When we went in October, Melissa and I didn't do dinner. Her and I did breakfast, and we really enjoyed it. Hey, Chris, welcome in, buddy. Just in time. We're getting started. But for me, I have to go with what I know and what I know and what I've experienced. And so far, Be Our Guest is the one we've experienced the most, and we've really enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, Stacy, we're really disappointed that they changed it to a prefix as well. I don't know why they did that. I guess they have their reasons, but yeah, it's definitely a step back, I think, at this point as well. Yeah, I agree, Dougie. That makes sense. I agree. No problem. No problem. Chris, we're glad you're here. All right, so that's the first bracket. The top left bracket is set and done. Let's move down to the bottom left bracket, and our next matchup is going to be the Coral Reef Restaurant over at Epcot, over by the Seas It with Nemo and Friends. The Coral Reef Restaurant versus Raglan Road. Raglan Road. There's a toughie. What's everybody going to pick there? Stacy, I agree. It wouldn't surprise me if that's why they did it. Ultimately, look, we can love Disney as much as we want, but they are ultimately a business, and they're there to make money, and they're going to do what they can to make money. Disneyland just raised their prices enormously, like 20%. So Coral Reef, Coral Road for Brian. That's a little bit of both. Melissa says Raglan Road. Melissa, I really am intrigued by Raglan Road. I've seen a lot of good things with the entertainment and the dancing and the bands they have in there. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I think that's Raglan Road. Yeah, that's Raglan Road. Raglan Road is the one down at Disney Springs. And you guys can cry, hey, John, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. I know it's late for you. Don't worry about it, man. If you can't stay up, I totally get it. We got a lot of coral reefs, a lot of Raglan Roads. Chris, I think that's how we feel. I think if I had to pick one of which one I'd rather prefer to go to, I think Raglan Road is the one I'd prefer to go to. I've heard mixed reviews on Coral Reef. I've heard good things about Raglan Road, especially about the entertainment down there. So I tend to agree with you. Yeah, my pick on this one, guys, it's got to be Raglan Road. I think this is a really good experience down there. Yeah, Dougie, me too. And they get really good reviews, really good entertainment reviews, higher entertainment reviews. Excuse me, I have Rob Fuzz Burpaholic tonight. But for me, I'm going to go with we're going with Raglan Road. Yeah, Chris, that's true. I mean, Coral Reef, why go there when you have so many other exciting options to choose from? I'm in agreement 100%. All right, so our next one is going to be, another good one. We have Cinderella's Royal Table versus Tusker House. Of course, Cinderella's Royal Table is at the Magic Kingdom. Hey, Belle Southern, welcome in. Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Belle Southern, who just stepped in. Thank you for coming in. And we are counting down. We're doing our Disney Dining Bracket Challenge. And right now we have a matchup of the Tusker House versus Cinderella's Royal Table. And that's a tough one. Stacy says her mom never wanted to eat a coral reef because she didn't want to sit by the window eating seafood while the fish were watching. That makes sense. I totally get that. So let's see. We have Steve says Tusker House. Brian says Tusker House. Stacy says Tusker House. Disney World Adventure says Tusker House. Noah says Tusker House. Melissa says Tusker House. Did I say Melissa already? So a lot of Tusker House here. I'm surprised. Nobody's picking Cinderella's Royal Table. Are you kidding me? You get to eat inside the castle. And I guess that's why, Dougie. I think exactly what you said is why. It's a great experience, but the food is meh. It's not great. I think that could be such a huge experience for everybody if they would just upgrade the food a little bit. Chris says since we eliminated Boma last week, he's going to back its similar food restaurant with Tusker House. Brian, too overrated. It makes sense. I mean, it's not the best food in the world, but the experience is really, it's a great experience inside Cinderella's Royal Table. Stacy, that's true. Chris, I know, buddy. I'm sorry. But it's gone. It didn't win. That's why you can do your own bracket, though. See? All right. Everybody picked Tusker House, so we'll go with Tusker House. I'm still shocked by it. I thought for sure at least 3 or 4 people would pick Cinderella's Royal Table, but nobody did. I think maybe 1. All right. So the next matchup, another good matchup. Again, kind of different experiences now, but we have Artist Point, which of course now just changed over to Storybook Dining at Artist Point, versus Art Smith's Homecoming down at Disney Springs. That's a tough matchup there. Artist Point versus Art Smith's Homecoming. That's true, Brian. If you're gonna fork over that kind of money, the food better be good. Good point. Dougie, it got eliminated. I can't help it. It got eliminated. That's why these brackets are so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's objective. That's the word, or subjective. So Noah in Disney World Adventures and Steve says Artist Point. Brian says a little bit of both. Is it Artist Point with the E? I thought it was just with the no, without the E, but it probably is with an E. I don't know. Stacy says she's going with Art Smith's Homecoming because she has a fiance, or her fiance's uncle was Art Smith. That's funny. Yeah, it was a tough matchup last week, Chris. That's why. I think against anybody else, Boma probably would have won. But Homecoming, Artist Point. Melissa and I ate at Art Smith's Homecoming. I'll say this. I wasn't as flabbergasted and amazed with the food as I thought I was going to be. It was okay. It was good. It wasn't great. And I was really expecting great from Homecoming. So Artist Point, Artist Point. A lot of Artist Point. I'm really surprised. I think I'd like to eat at Artist Point for the experience at this point. I think the experience is going to be really good. Especially now. Oh, Dougie, have you done Hoop-Dee-Doo? I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I'll let Melissa comment on the thigh-high biscuits. Melissa, if you could, let Brian know what you thought of the thigh-high biscuits. I thought they were good. I didn't think they were great, Brian, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people rave about them. Melissa might have loved them a little bit more than me. I thought they were okay. All right, so the winner's going to be Artist Point because that's what everybody is picking. So we are going with Artist Point. The next matchup, another really good matchup. The Yak and Yeti restaurant versus Liberty Tree Tavern. Yak and Yeti versus Liberty Tree Tavern. Who does everybody pick there? Let me just pull that up. A Yak and Yeti versus Liberty Tree Tavern. All right, let's see. So what's everybody picking? Stacy says you'd rather eat at Artist Point. Yeah, that's what I said, Melissa. Liberty Tree, Liberty Tree, Liberty Tree, Liberty Tree. Yeah, that's a good one. Liberty Tree. We've eaten at both. Melissa and I have eaten at Yak and Yeti, and we've eaten at Liberty Tree. I really enjoyed both. This is a hard pick for us. Yes, Chris, it is. It's definitely family style for sure. A little bit of different offerings, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Actually, now that I think about it, it might be pretty similar in a lot of ways. I really enjoyed Liberty Tree every time we've gone there. We've gone there, like, I think twice now, and we had a great dinner both times. And then we had lunch at Yak and Yeti, and we really enjoyed that, too. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how good Yak and Yeti was. I really was. But everybody's picking Liberty Tree, and I still think that would be my ultimate pick, is Liberty Tree Tavern. So Liberty Tree Tavern moves on. Yeah, they are similar. They are similar, Chris. They definitely are. And Garden Girl's great, too. And I'm sure that one will be coming up soon. All right, so the next pick, the next matchup is Monsieur Paul over at the France Pavilion in Epcot. Monsieur Paul versus the Crystal Palace at the Magic Kingdom. Another really good matchup. Hey, Dougie, no problem, buddy. Appreciate you stepping in for a little while. Hope you have a good night. No problem. Get some rest. Have a great night. You too. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Everybody say goodnight to Dougie. Appreciate you coming in, bud. Crystal Palace for Brian and for Steve. Crystal Palace is nice. Crystal Palace, of course, is a character breakfast, character experience, excuse me, and it's a buffet, and it's the characters of Winnie the Pooh, which is really nice. Stacy says Crystal Palace always poo. We enjoyed it. We really did. When we went, we really enjoyed it. Melissa, I'm curious as to who you pick here. Like I said, we did. We did lunch, I think, at the Crystal Palace, and I thought it was good. It does, Dougie. You're right. Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace. Yeah, Chris, me too. I don't think we'll ever eat there. First off, it's probably too high end for me. I don't think I'll really like the food, and it's probably really expensive. It's Monsieur Paul versus Crystal Palace, Melissa. Monsieur Paul versus Crystal Palace. Let's see who she picks. I know who she's going to pick. And let's see. McDonald's and Burger King. Actually, I like both of those. Yeah, all right. That's who I would have said too. totally serious. You had poo on your shirt. McDonald's. Yeah, me too, Melissa. All right, so Crystal Palace moves on. All right, so here we go. Next matchup. Oh, another good one. Restaurant Marrakesh over at the Morocco Pavilion in Epcot versus Le Cellier at the Canada Pavilion. So another really tough matchup. Restaurant Marrakesh versus Le Cellier. Who is your choice there? I know what my choice is, but I'm still curious as to what everybody else is going to pick here. Steve Le Cellier, Melissa Le Cellier. Chris, hands down, Le Cellier. Noah Le Cellier. Has anybody eaten at Restaurant Marrakesh? What did you think of it? I know Melissa wants to. Yeah, I can't. Brian says Marrakesh. I've never eaten at Restaurant Marrakesh, so I can't really say. I don't think I'd like it. It's not my type of. It's not my kind of palate, to be honest with you. But Disney World Adventure says Marrakesh. Did you enjoy that? Was it really good? I'm curious. Yeah, see, I'm not either, Chris. I'm not very adventurous with my eating as well. I know Melissa, all right, Melissa wants to. She definitely wants to eat there. Really? How about that? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. We'll definitely have to try it then, because I love chicken. I'm sure they'll have a little bit of flavor to it, but nah, not necessarily, Melissa. I mean, if they have chicken like Disney World Adventures is saying, I might try that. The flavor might be a little bit different than what I'm used to, but, you know, it's okay to branch out. It's not really branching out. It's still chicken, but I might try it. We'll see. But on this one, for this bracket, it's going to be Le Cellier. So there you go. All right, so let's move on. Our next matchup, there you go, Melissa. Brian will go with you. Yes, I heard that. All the more reason to go. Our next matchup is going to be Garden Grill versus Maria and Enzo's. Garden Grill versus Maria and Enzo's. Of course, Garden Grill is over at Epcot in the Land Pavilion, and Maria and Enzo's is one of the newer restaurants down at Disney Springs. It looks really, really cool. It's kind of, the decor is, and the imagination of that place is, it's supposed to be like you're inside of an airport. It looks really, really neat. But Melissa and Steve say Garden Grill. Chris, I'll be there then. Garden Grill for Isaac. Noah, Garden Grill. Oh, John, no, not at all. You know, there's so many things about these restaurants. It's really neat. There's a lot of them on here that we haven't eaten at as well. So please, you're more than welcome. Even if it's one, if you want to vote for ones that you think you want to eat at, John, you can do that too. But your input is always much appreciated. Hey, Juan, welcome in, buddy. Everybody say hi to Juan. I'm glad you're here. Garden Grill for Chris. Stacy says Garden Grill as well. Yes, John, Garden Grill is the one that very slowly rotates. Absolutely. Disney World Adventure says Garden Grill. So I think we're going to go with Garden Grill on this one. That would have been my pick anyway, I think. Although I do want to try Maria and Enzo's. We haven't yet. I definitely think Garden Grill is going to get the vote for me. What's Stacy? Stacy, what did you say? I lost the Garden Grill. It's got Chippendale. Yep. That's okay. All right, let's move on to our next matchup. This is the last matchup in the top right-hand corner bracket. Garden Grill. No, that's right. Well, good pick. The other one was Maria and Enzo's, Chris. But our final matchup in the top right is Chef Mickey's over at the Contemporary versus the Edison down at Disney Springs. Chef Mickey's versus the Edison. Good matchup here. Different types of palettes of what you're going to get. Definitely different experiences, too, from what you're going to get. The Edison is more adult-friendly, a little bit more high-end. Definitely a unique dining experience. And, of course, Chef Mickey's is the character dining over at Contemporary. Steve says the Edison. Noah and Brian say Chef Mickey's. Chris says the Edison. Stacy says Chef Mickey's. Chris, I'll admit it did look very interesting. I walked in there because I had to see what the place looked like, and the decor inside is really cool. It definitely has kind of like the steampunk feel to it, but it looked really neat. Now, we didn't stay for the kind of the late night after hours stuff to see what that's like, but it looks very, very interesting. It's definitely not your normal Disney experience that you would expect. So it'll be pretty neat to see one time after hours, once 10 o'clock hits, to see what that's like. John says the Edison. Yes, Steve, that's exactly right. If you're going to Chef Mickey's, you're going for the experience, not necessarily the food. It's a buffet, and it's fine. The food's not terrible. It's good, but it's a breakfast buffet. I agree. Chef Minnie. Yes, Melissa, total opposite ends of the spectrum on the types of experiences that you're going to get. And food. And food. Yes, Stacy, I don't know if it's my style or not. I just would like to try it one time. It looked very, very interesting. It looks very interesting. So for me, I'm going to go with Chef Mickey's only because it's an experience that we've done and we enjoyed it. I haven't done the Edison yet, so I can't give it an honest okay and seal of approval because we haven't done it. If I really hated Chef Mickey's, then I would go with the Edison. But I didn't. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed the experience, and we enjoyed the food. The food wasn't fantastic. I've had better at Disney, but it was good. All right, so our final bracket for this round, and then we'll move on to our Sweet 16 round, is the Yachtsman Steakhouse over at Grand Floridian. I think it is. No, wait a minute. I think it's Beach Club. You guys, no, it's over at the Yacht Club. I'm sorry. Yachtsman Steakhouse versus Tutto Italia. Yachtsman versus Tutto Italia. Of course, Tutto Italia is over in the Italy Pavilion at Epcot. So who did everybody pick there? Yachtsman Steakhouse versus Tutto Italia. Yeah, steak's a hard one to beat. I gotta admit, Chris, I'm with you there. We'll probably have some steaks in the finals at some point. So Steve and Chris say Yachtsman. And we'll have to see what everybody else... Noah says Yachtsman. Stacy says the Yachtsman Steakhouse. Let's see who else we get in here. Melissa, what's your pick on that one? She says the Yachtsman. How about that? Goofy's Kitchen. I'd like to do that, Brian. I heard pretty good stuff about that. Brian says the Yachtsman. All right. Well, most of the votes are going to the Yachtsman. I haven't eaten at either one of these, so we'll go with Yachtsman Steakhouse. That's your winner. All right. Next matchup. Oh, here's a good one for you. The Whispering... both of them are over in the Wilderness Lodge area. Whispering Canyon Cafe versus the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. Chris, you don't know that. You never know. It might not. It probably will. But you don't know that. So, Whispering Canyon Cafe versus the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. What does everybody pick there? Brian, you're funny. It always cracks me up. Whispering Canyon, since you can't pick Boma. Don't hold a grudge. Brian, I actually do think it is a tough choice. This one's tough. Chris says, we had a blast too. Melissa and I especially. We went with my family at the time. This was a long time ago. It was probably our first or second trip. Our boys, our youngest wasn't even born. The oldest was real little. And there was something they said in there that made Melissa and I laugh so hard. Nobody else laughed. We were like the only ones that laughed. We must have been the only ones that got the joke. We need catch up. That's true, Brian. So Hoop-Dee-Doo's getting some votes. Whispering Canyon's getting some votes. Oh, Steve, Boma did deserve another round. It's just, it was the matchup for me. I'm sorry. I enjoyed Boma. I did. I liked it, but I loved Hoop-Dee-Doo. Against anybody, almost anybody else, I think they would have picked it. John, Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. Next time you go to Disney World, John, you have to try the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. It's a wonderful experience. It's a great show, and the food's really good too. I think you'd love it, John. I really do. Stacy, that would be really cool. Stacy says back in the day, the Hoop-Dee-Doo used to have characters in the show. She wished they'd bring that back. I think if they brought that back, it would be so much more popular than it already is. It's already popular. My gosh, I can't imagine how hard it would be to get a reservation for there if they did that. It's true, Chris. You guys probably will be. But on this one, for me, it's going to be the Hoop-Dee-Doo review. It's going to move on. I just love that experience. I think it's great. All right, 2 more matchups in this round, and then we move on to the next round. We have Via Napoli, again over at the Italy Pavilion, versus the La Cantina de San Angelo over at the Mexico Pavilion. So it's either Italian versus Mexican food. Who does everybody pick there? Via Napoli versus La Cantina de San Angelo. That's the next matchup. Who does everybody pick there? Brian, the Backyard Barbecue's gone. I think its last day was the 5th. It no longer is going to be there anymore. Because of the new resort coming, they have discontinued that show. So Melissa says Via Napoli. Chris says Italian. Steve says Via Napoli. Oh, cool, Stacy. How about that? That's pretty cool. That's where the characters came out. Very nice. John says Italian. Brian and Stacy and Noah say Via Napoli. I love Via Napoli is one of my favorites. Hey, Ray J, welcome in. I love Via Napoli. And I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big Mexican food eater. So Via Napoli is going to move on for me. It's going to be Via Napoli. All right. So last matchup for this round. Mama Melrose's over at Hollywood Studios versus the Flying Fish. I think Flying Fish, if I'm not mistaken, is down at the boardwalk or right around there. Flying Fish versus Mama Melrose. Ray J, hope you're doing good. Mama Melrose's for for Chris. John says he prefers an Italian. Yep, it was, Steve. How did you like the Spirit of Aloha? Was that good? Mama Melrose's. Chris says, yeah, it's at the boardwalk. Okay. Melissa says neither one. But you got to pick one, Melissa. Flying Mamas from Brian. How about that, Stacy? I didn't know that. Stacy says, fun fact about Via Napoli, they get their water from somewhere in PA because it's the closest chemically to that of Italy. How about that? That's pretty interesting. I agree, Chris. It's just a matchup. Nothing wrong with that, Ray J. John, the boardwalk is really, really nice. Good area. Yep, I'm going to go with Flying Fish on this one. I've heard really good things about it. They just did a refurb. They got a new menu in there, so Flying Fish is the winner. All right, here we go. So we're moving on to the next round. We got 16 left, guys. We're almost there. Let's get moving here. Next matchup, big matchup here. Sanaa versus Ohana. Really tough matchup. Thank you for Melissa for that. A little late. Sanaa versus Ohana. That's a really tough matchup. Flying Fish and Chips. That sounds good, John. Sanaa for Steve twice. Noah says Sanaa. See, I still can't believe you had a bad experience at Ohana, buddy. I'm sorry about that. Stacy says Ohana. Brian says Sanaa. How about that? So far, we got a lot of votes for Sanaa. Let's see what everybody else picks. I've heard good things about Sanaa. It's gotten really good reviews. A lot of people really love it over there. Ray J says Sanaa because he likes Animal Kingdom more than Polly. Chris says he wants to go to Sanaa. However, him and his kids love Ohana. Disney World Adventures says Sanaa. John says Ohana. John, Ohana's really good. We've had it twice now. I enjoyed both experiences. All right, so we got a lot of votes in on this one, and for me, I've not experienced Sanaa. Well, that's the thing, Steve. It's funny you said that because I've heard I heard there are similarities, but he says if you like Boma, you'll like Sanaa. But for me, I got to go with Ohana, guys. I'm sorry. I know you guys are going to be upset with me, but I enjoyed Ohana. I thought it was fantastic, especially breakfast. We loved breakfast, and dinner I thought was good too. All right, so let's move on. Our next matchup is going to be the Skipper Canteen versus Be Our Guest restaurant. Skipper Canteen versus Be Our Guest. Chris says Ohana bread pudding for the win. Skipper Canteen versus Be Our Guest. Who does everybody pick there? Skipper Canteen versus Be Our Guest. Really tough matchup. Steve says Be Our Guest. Brian says Skipper Canteen. And I've heard good things about the Skipper Canteen. No. Skipper, still not impressed with Be Our Guest. Chris, Stacy, Be Our Guest. Ray J, Be Our Guest. Melissa, Be Our Guest. Noah says Skipper Canteen. Noah, I think you did Skipper Canteen not too long ago and really liked it. Disney World Adventures, Be Our Guest. A lot of Be Our Guests, a few Skipper Canteens sprinkled in. Let's see, anybody else? I think that was most of our votes. I am going, again, I got to go with Be Our Guest, guys. It was one of the ones I've done. We've done it several times. We loved it. We really loved it. So for me, we're going to go, looks like I'm a pest for the win. Brian, you're not a pest, man. You're just having fun. Enjoy it. Yes, the whole fried fish was so good there. See, that's what I heard, Noah. Good job. But for me, I got to go with Be Our Guest. It's one of my favorites. All right, next matchup. We're moving down to the lower bracket now. We have Raglan Road versus Tusker House. Raglan Road versus the Tusker House. Who does everybody pick there? Raglan Road versus Tusker House. No, it's all subjective, buddy. That's why this is my bracket, but you could do a bracket, and hey, I'm sure it would come out totally different. So Steve says Tusker House. Brian and Stacy say Tusker House. Noah and Disney World Adventures says Tusker House. And we've eaten at Tusker House. The last trip we went on back in October. Buffets are bomb, Brian says. Be right back, but I'm still be listening. No problem, Stace. Appreciate you being here. Chris says the African food lives on. Melissa says Tusker House. We enjoyed it. I gotta admit, I didn't think it was worth the money we paid. We paid a lot of money for that breakfast, but it was good. All right, so Tusker House is moving on because everybody's voting for it. I've eaten at it. I enjoyed it. Although I will say, hey, Mary Ellen, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are doing our Disney Bracket Challenge on a Disney dining restaurant. So hang with us. Make sure you vote. And if you could, please give us a thumbs up. And for anybody that's just coming in, if you're just coming in, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we would love for you to do that. Just hit that subscribe button. And please hit that like button. It definitely helps the stream. The dinner buffet. Steve will have to try that one time. All right, so Tusker House moves on. I ride in the morning. Chris, I think we're going to start changing that. We do a lot of breakfasts for sure, but I would like to change it. All right, so next matchup, Artist Point versus Liberty Tree Tavern. I think that's a tough one. Artist Point versus Liberty Tree Tavern. Man, that's a toughie. I mean, I think now with the new experience over at Artist Point, that one's going to become a fan favorite for a lot of folks, I think. Steve says only Noma or Boma for breakfast. Hey, John, welcome back, buddy. Liberty Tree. Ray J says Liberty Tree. Steve says Artist Point. Noah says Liberty Tree. We got a lot of them. We got a lot of them. Mary Ellen says Liberty Tree. Chris says Liberty Tree. Yeah, I guess we'll have to go with Liberty Tree. That would have been my pick. I love it there. I think they have great food. But I will say I want to try the Artist Point. John says Liberty Tree. Yeah, Liberty Tree is great. I want to try Artist Point, though. I really do. All right, so next matchup. Want to keep moving along here. We're doing great, guys. We got 15 minutes. We're getting there. We have Crystal Palace versus Le Cellier. Crystal Palace versus Le Cellier. And what does everybody pick there? Crystal Palace versus Le Cellier. Different spectrums of what we're talking about for food. Steve, we'll have to try that. We'll have to try Boma for breakfast one time. That'd be interesting. I'd like to try it. Steak beats poo. So Chris, Melissa, and Steve say Le Cellier. Melissa with the steak. Ray J says Le Cellier. You guys are funny. Mary says Le Cellier. Noah says Le Cellier. That's so funny. I love Le Cellier. Personally, it's one of my favorite places. Brian says, Crystal Palace for breakfast, Le Cellier for dinner. All right, I totally get that, Brian. I totally get that, bud. Really? Is there bacon that good, Steve? I'll have to try it. All right, so for me, I think you guys know, Le Cellier is going to win this one. Hands down. I like Crystal Palace, but Le Cellier is just, it's another level. So, Le Cellier moves on. All right. Our next matchup, and this one is probably going to be one of the hardest ones I think we've had so far. We have the Garden Grill versus Chef Mickey's. I think this is a hard one. Garden Grill versus Chef Mickey's. Chris, you're going to do Magic Kingdoms for after hours? That's pretty cool. I think that's going to be neat. Let us know what you thought of that. Because Melissa and I and the boys want to do the after hours event one time too. So, let's see. Steve says Garden Grill. Noah is upset about something. I don't know what. Chris says not hard Garden Grill. Okay. Melissa and Mary Ellen say Garden Grill as well. Okay. Now, I guess the more I think about it, I see where that makes sense. Noah says the Garden Grill. Brian says Garden Grill because you don't have to get up. John says the Garden Grill. John, if you haven't done the Garden Grill, I'm telling you, you're really going to enjoy it. Disney World Adventure says Garden Grill. Well, there you go. Then the masses have spoken, and Garden Grill will move on to the next round. All right. 2 more matchups in this round, and then we move on to our final 8. Final 8 teams. Yep, you do get good characters at both, and Garden Grill has the better food option. All right, so here we go. Next matchup, the Yachtsman Steakhouse versus Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. Yachtsman Steakhouse versus Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. What is everybody's pick there? Yachtsman Steakhouse versus Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. Again, kind of different spectrums of what you're getting for sure. Steve says the Yachtsman. I've not eaten there yet. I would like to eat there for sure. Brian says the Yachtsman. It's one of those experiences I haven't had yet. Now, is it the Yachtsman Steakhouse where you have to dress up? You have to, like, men have to wear jackets? John says the Hoop-Dee-Doo. Chris says Hoop-Dee-Doo. Mary Ellen says Hoop-Dee-Doo. Brian's funny. No missing characters. You're funny. All right, so let's see. Yachtsman getting a lot of votes. Hoop-Dee-Doo's getting a couple. That's Victoria and Albert's. Yes, Brian, absolutely. Victoria and Albert's, which actually didn't make it, if you can believe that. It got eliminated last week. All right, so for me, look, I experience means everything, and I got to go with Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. I'm sorry. I'm sure the Yachtsman is fantastic. Oh, you do have to dress up. Okay. Oh, that's Victoria and Albert's where you have to dress up. Okay, I thought it was Yachtsman for some reason, Brian, but I guess not. Okay. But, okay, so Hoop-Dee-Doo Review is going to move on. I know, guys, you're probably like, what? Hoop-Dee-Doo over Yachtsman? But I already have a steakhouse moving on to the next round, so that's my pick. All right, last matchup of this round, and then we're down to our last 8 teams, our last few matchups. Via Napoli versus Flying Fish. Via Napoli versus Flying Fish. I know you would have, Steve. Via Napoli versus Flying Fish. Melissa and Steve say Via Napoli. Guys, I don't know if anybody's ever eaten at Via Napoli. I think Via Napoli is fantastic, by the way. They have great food. Great pizza, great pasta dishes. I thoroughly enjoyed their food. Brian says Flying Fish and Doritos. Noah says Via Napoli. We're definitely getting some Via Napoli votes. Mary Ellen, Chris say Via Napoli. Brian says Via Napoli. And that's going to be my pick. I love Via Napoli. I think the food there is just amazing. I think they do such a great job with their food over there. Yeah, it is great, Steve. I'm telling you. They do great food there. They really do. Disney World Adventure says Via Napoli. All right, guys. Final 8 teams. Final 8. I keep saying teams, but final 8 restaurants are set. So let's get to our first quarterfinal matchup, and it's going to be Ohana versus Be Our Guest. Who does everybody pick there? Ohana versus Be Our Guest. That's kind of a toughie. Ohana versus Be Our Guest. The winner of this matchup goes on to the semifinals, the final 4. Steve says Be Our Guest. Brian says Ohana. Hey, Dean, welcome in. And Dean says Ohana. Welcome in, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Everybody say hi to Dean from Dreamers Empire. Melissa says Be Our Guest. Mary Ellen says Ohana. Yep, Stacy, Chef Mickey's is gone. Garden Grill beat it. Disney World Adventures, Be Our Guest. Ray J, Be Our Guest. Ohana for Chris. Be Our Guest for Noah. Stacy says Ohana. John says Be Our Guest. All right, I guess, it's going to have to Be Our Guest. It looks like it gets the win. I've eaten at both of these. I've had breakfast at both. I've had dinner at both. I've enjoyed breakfast at both. I've enjoyed dinner at both. But I think I enjoyed it a little bit more at Be Our Guest. I was really pleasantly surprised with how good we enjoyed breakfast. Melissa will attest to this. Our last trip, we got a last-minute breakfast that we were able to get in and score with them, and we got in there, and we really enjoyed it. So, Be Our Guest Restaurant is the winner and moves on to the semifinals. And our next quarterfinal matchup to get to the semifinals, and remember, the winner of this makes it to the semis, is Tusker House versus Liberty Tree. Yeah, we did like breakfast a lot. See, Chris, that's amazing because what I got, I really enjoyed what I got, and I really enjoyed what Melissa got. And I know Melissa enjoyed what I got and what she got. I thought the food was good. Brian, not at all, man. It's all about taste, for sure. Hey, man, there's no wrong answers here, unless you're going against me. So everybody see Tusker House for Steve, Liberty Tree for Melissa, Tusker House for Brian, Liberty Tree for Ray J. Noah says Tusker House. Chris says what Steve said. Well, yours was, I don't know, Melissa. Mine was good, but yours was a little better. I enjoyed yours. So your breakfast was very good. Liberty Tree for Mary Ellen. Tusker House for Dean. Whew, this is going to be a real tough answer here, I think. A real tough one. Lots of votes for Tusker House. Lots of votes for Liberty Tree. I don't know, guys. I might have... Melissa, flip a coin for me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I enjoyed Tusker House. I did. I thought it was good. Stacy says Tusker House. Dean says he's never eaten at either one of them, but he wants to try. Really wants to try Tusker House. Dean, Tusker House was really good. It's a buffet, but I thought it was really, really good. Disney World Adventure says Liberty Tree. Guys, I got to go with Liberty Tree. I really enjoy where it's located. It's situated right in Liberty Square. It's a great place to also sit in there. Sometimes when they used to have the Main Street Electrical Parade, you could see the parade going by. I love the family style food. It's got my food. It's right up my alley with the mashed potatoes and the gravy and the turkey and the pot roast and the ham. I got to go with Liberty Tree. And Steve, I believe that. I want to try that. I really want to try the dinner at Tusker House. But Liberty Tree is moving on, and Liberty Tree is the second half of our Final Four matchup. And we have our first Final Four matchup set now. But before we get to that, because the wife voted for it, no, trust me. Trust me, Brian. Trust me, I like Liberty Tree. Melissa will tell you. It'll be Melissa sleeping on the couch. All right, next matchup. Here we go. Again, the winner of this one makes it to the Final Four, makes it to the semis. Le Cellier versus Garden Grill. Woo-hoo, that's a tough one there. I know. Oh, Brian, I know. Don't worry about it, buddy. Le Cellier versus Garden Grill. Another really tough matchup. Yeah, the couch is actually kind of comfortable. We always fall asleep on the couch. So, Le Cellier versus Garden Grill. I agree, Chris. I think this one's tough. Brian says Le Cellier. For Dean, says it's an easy one. Le Cellier. No, hey, no, nothing to be sorry about. Melissa says Le Cellier. Ray, say Garden Grill. Noah says mind-blowing, can't think. Mary Ellen, Le Cellier. Steve, did you pick Le Cellier? Oh, you did. Okay. Amy Scott, welcome in. How you doing? I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, or if you made a comment earlier. I'm sorry if you did. If I didn't say hi, but welcome in. Please hit that like button while you're in here. And Amy picks Le Cellier. Stacy picks Le Cellier. Dean, probably one of my favorites too, for sure. Chris says he enjoyed both on his last trip, but he would go back to Le Cellier first, but not by much. That makes sense. Yep. Well, my winner is, we love both. Yep, we do love both, Melissa. I agree. We do. Noah, you're funny. Noah, I'm sorry, buddy, but I got to go with Le Cellier on this one. Le Cellier, oh my gosh, the last time we ate at Le Cellier, and it had been years since we had eaten there because, well, we couldn't afford it. It was so expensive. The last time we ate there, Le Cellier steak was, oh my gosh, it was mind-blowing. It was an experience in and of itself. I could cut it with a fork and a spoon. It was so tender. It was absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, I can't even describe it. I think I just did. But it was good. It was good. So Le Cellier moves on. All right, so our final matchup to get to our Final Four. And it's going to be the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review versus Via Napoli. Dean, that's a good point. The Garden Grill is fun, but the food at Le Cellier, oh boy. And you're right. That's very true. Yep, the pretzel breadsticks, oh, it is amazing. Wow, Steve, how about that? I mean, Chris, how about that? The ribeye, too. The ribeye looked good. I would like to try that one time, too. But Via Napoli for Steve, Ray J, Noah. Brian says the Poop-Dee-Doo. Chris says dinner and a show. That's a good point. I agree. It's a good point. It's a dinner and a show, so you get, you're getting really good food. Stacy and Dean say Via Napoli. And the show is one of a kind. You're not going to get anything like it. I know the Diamond Horseshoe has a show, too. Melissa's picking Via Napoli, I think. Is that pizza, Melissa? What is that? Via Napoli versus Hoop-de-doo review. All right, so right now we're getting a lot of Via Napoli votes. Poor man's version, Trails End. You know what, Chris? I've heard good things. John says Via Napoli as well. Oh, it's steak. Okay, sorry, Melissa. But we're not voting for a steak place. We're voting for Hoop-de-doo or Via Napoli. Chris, like I was saying, Trails End. I've heard good things about Trails End. There you go, Melissa. Trails End has gotten really good reviews as well. People love eating there. They say the food's really good. So I think you'll like it. Yeah, maybe, Stacy. I got to admit, for me, I'm going to pick Via Napoli here. I love Italian food, and I think this is the best Italian place on property, in my opinion. And I just love Via Napoli. All right, guys, so here we are. Yeah, me too, Melissa. I could go for a Le Cellier steak right now. So our final semifinal matchup. Our first semifinal matchup is Be Our Guest Restaurant versus Liberty Tree Tavern. How did we get here? Be Our Guest Restaurant versus Liberty Tree Tavern. Hi, buddy. Sorry. Fries. Those pizza ovens are amazing, Steve. I agree. Steve says, Be Our Guest. Oh, Stacey, I would love to go tomorrow. I'd go if Melissa would say it's okay. Melissa, Ray J, John. I don't know, Chris, but it got here. Everybody's saying Be Our Guest. Brian saying Liberty Tree. Noah, Be Our Guest. Chris is saying Liberty Tree. Disney World Adventures is saying Be Our Guest. Oh, man, this is a tough one, guys, for me. I think if I don't know. It's really hard to say because I know going forward, here's my opinion on this. Oh, let me let the dog out, guys, real fast. Go ahead. There he goes. Here's my opinion on this one. I look at it like this. I've eaten it both in the past, and I loved both in the past. But where am I going to eat moving forward? Do I want to go back to Be Our Guest with the new prefix menu and the 2 dining credits and the increase in price? Or do I want to go back to Liberty Tree? Where are we going to go in the future? And we're probably going to go to Liberty Tree in the future. No, Stace, that's okay. Yeah, we probably couldn't get a reservation. But moving forward, I probably think we're going to go to Liberty Tree moving forward. He can tell the time. Definitely, John. We probably won't go back to Be Our Guest for a while. Whereas I would really like to go back to Liberty Tree with our next one. So I think for me, I think we're going to go with Liberty Tree on this one. I think we are. I think I have to go with Liberty Tree. As much as I love Be Our Guest, I think moving forward with how they've changed things, it won't be something that's a must-do for us anymore. And it used to be. It's kind of sad. All right, so Liberty Tree is in the championship, and it will be facing the winner of Le Cellier versus Via Napoli. 2 of my favorites in all of Walt Disney World. Le Cellier versus Via Napoli. Whoever you pick is losing to the other side. Le Cellier versus Via Napoli. Who does everybody pick there? This is it. The winner of this goes on to the championship versus Liberty Tree. Ray J says Via Napoli. I love Via Napoli's food. We've eaten there 2 or 3 times, and I just thought their food was amazing. John says Via Napoli. Noah says Via Napoli. Lots of votes for Via Napoli. The winner of this wins probably Chris, probably Stacy Via Napoli. Chris says Le Cellier. Melissa, where's your vote? I haven't gotten your vote yet. Bridget's back. Hey, welcome back, Bridget. Stacy's picking Via Napoli with all the pizzas. They do have good pizza. I love the brick oven pizza that they have there. Oh, it's awesome. Oh my gosh, Brian, that would be awesome. Rose and Crown for lunch and Le Cellier for dinner. Oh my gosh, awesome. Melissa says Le Cellier. Noah says Le Cellier. Bridget says bedtime for the little one getting dessert. Nothing wrong with that. Brian says Le Cellier. Noah's now saying pizza. We wrote in for the re-entrance of Boma. Sorry, Chris. You guys are funny. All right, so for me, I love both of these restaurants. I'm being honest with you. Melissa will vouch for me. Both of these are just fantastic restaurants. They really are. The experiences at both of them are fantastic. Bridget, you have to try Via Napoli. I'm telling you, you would love it. If you love Italian food, if you just like Italian food, you'll love Via Napoli. It's amazing food. I don't know, John, but I'd like to try Rose and Crown. But I'm going with Via Napoli, guys. I mean, not Via Napoli. Did I say that? I meant Le Cellier. Take that back. I had Via Napoli on the mind. Le Cellier wins on that one. I'm tired of hearing about Boma. Not at all. Actually, now I want to try it again. I want to try dinner there. No, we ate dinner there. I want to try breakfast there. Whoa there, Walt. No. You guys are so funny. You get me so worked up. No, I'm just kidding. So Le Cellier makes it to the final against Liberty Tree. You said pizza. No one. You said pizza. First choice wins. No. I'm sorry, Stacy. I got to go with Le Cellier on that one. Although I do love Via Napoli. So final matchup. Steak beats pizza. It does, Chris. But does steak beat turkey and pot roast and ham and mashed potatoes and gravy? Liberty Tree versus Le Cellier, folks. This is it. Last matchup for the win. This is the winner. Liberty Tree Tavern versus Le Cellier. Steak pizza sounds actually pretty good, Brian. We have Steve with Le Cellier, Melissa with Le Cellier, Chris, yes. Yes, it does, Walt. Yes, it does. Liberty Tree for Ray J. Why not steak on pizza? I could do that. I would do that. Brian says Le Cellier. Stacy says Le Cellier. Noah says Le Cellier. Canada beats America. If Carter were here anyway. That's true, Chris. Good point. Liberty Tree for Disney World Adventures. Melissa says Le Cellier again. That's a good point. If it beats Via Napoli, it better win. I do love Liberty Tree too, Melissa. I agree. That's one of my favorite places to eat as well. All four of these are really great places to eat. Yeah, even Be Our Guest is still a great experience. John says the steak place. John, you got to try Le Cellier too, buddy, if you get a chance. Chris, you didn't vote? I thought you did vote. Okay, but Le Cellier, thank you. All right, well, that is my winner. That's my pick. It definitely is. Liberty Tree, Bridget, make sure you try it. You'd like it. Steak and beer. There you go, Brian. Perfect combo. So Le Cellier gets the win, folks. That's your winner. That's the winner, Le Cellier. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I know we ran over from our normal hour. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this bracket. I love doing these brackets with everybody. I think they're a lot of fun. I'm coming up with a few more. I got to say this now because now that we're into the new year, it's coming soon. And for those of you that have been around with us since, a few years back, Mouse Madness, the tournament, is coming. I've not done the attractions tournament like everybody else has yet, if you've noticed that. That's because we do our own attractions bracket in March. When they have March Madness for basketball, we do Mouse Madness. And what we do is it all comes down to you guys. You guys do all the voting. We have no say over any of it. We post on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube in March on brackets for attractions and rides, and you guys are going to vote on who the winners are. And you can vote one time on each of the different types of media outlets, and it's going to be great. So I hope you guys are there for that. The podcast is back, Brian. We're getting that set up. Hopefully for next week, we're gonna redo the podcast, but it'll post on YouTube. It won't be your normal podcast on iTunes. Everyone, please go ahead and hit that like button for us. We're working on new stuff for this year. We're going to have a great time with it. I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, Brian, I know you voted last year. Absolutely. And we're going to have a good time. And Best Snacks is a good one. Chris, we might do that. We might do that, and we might even do quick service restaurants as well. There's tons of those. We could do that. We are back on Thursday, John. Yes, Melissa and I will be here. And we're not sure what we're going to talk about just yet, but we're gonna get some working together on that, and we'll be there for sure. Oh, Disney World Adventures, please do. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good time, and it's just awesome. We love it. We get a lot of people voting, and it's just really, really cool. And be sure to share it with folks. Let folks know that this is coming, because I want to see. Like we posted something on our Facebook page just the other day, and it got like 110 votes. It was really cool. It was like, where would you rather stay, at Wilderness Lodge or the Polynesian? So, it's fun. Hey, Meg, what are you doing on here? We're just getting ready to get out of here. You are at Disney World. There's no reason to be on here with us. Go enjoy yourself. Everybody say hi to Meg. She's down in Disney World. Everybody stay for a second and say hi to Meg. Yes, you missed everything, but that's okay. We started at 8. You're at Disney World. There's no idea about what time is like when you're down there, Meg. I totally get it. But, hey, everybody, thank you for joining us. Meg, I hope you're having a good time down at Disney World. We wish we were there. She's saying hi to everybody now. Everybody say hi to Meg. And we had a great time. Meg, Le Cellier won the bracket challenge for the dining. That's okay. No problem. Yep. Le Cellier won the bracket challenge. The final four was Be Our Guest versus Liberty Tree Tavern and Le Cellier versus Via Napoli. Le Cellier beat out Liberty Tree for the win. That's okay. I appreciate you stopping in. I'm glad you're having a good time, Meg, for sure. But Boma won. Chris is funny. Take you where? To Le Cellier? Oh, yeah. We'd take you, Meg. Yeah, it would be worth it. It would be worth it. Good, Bridget. I'm glad. But thank you guys very much for joining us tonight. Megan, have a great time down at Disney World. Everybody else, thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. You guys are fantastic. You always support, and it means everything to me and Melissa. And you guys are our friends. We definitely appreciate you coming out. And until Thursday, when we see you then, thank you to Dreamers Empire. Dean, if you're still in here, be sure to go check out the live place. Great family-friendly live streams for everybody. Disney live streams and other stuff as well. Be sure to check them out. Give us a thumbs up on that like button, please, if you could, on your way out, folks. Everybody have a great night. We will talk to everybody on Thursday. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see everybody soon. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Bye.